Out here snowshoeing. I wanted to see if I could get some wildlife and stuff. I got snowshoes so that I could get out of the house more and just be outside more in the winter. But I just want to take this time. I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. Although it's not too far away because there's a road that way and the town's maybe a mile that way. But video and why I became a pastor. I felt the call to become a pastor when I was 12 years old. My pastor in the church that I grew up in, he gave a message on being called to the ministry, and it wasn't too specific on whether that be like a missionary or evangelist or pastor, but I felt the call to ministry, and I felt the leaning towards being a pastor, and so that's how it all kind of started. And it wasn't, I guess people nowadays they call it like a burning bush experience, but it wasn't that drastic. It wasn't that easy to tell. It was more like a nudging in the spirit that I was supposed to be in ministry. And different people, they'll feel the call to be in ministry in different ways, but that's how I felt the call to ministry. It was that little nudging during that message. For me, I'm the type of person who, if I were stuck doing one thing for the rest of my life as a job, then I wouldn't be happy. And I think God made me that way, but I think the reason for that is because being a pastor, you're doing a bunch of different things. In a rural church where I'm at right now, you wear a lot of hats. You might be a painter, you might help re-roof, no matter where you're at, you're almost like a businessman trying to figure out the finances of the church. You might be the janitor, you might be the snow remover, you might be the mower. You're visiting people, going to the hospital and visiting them at their homes, playing games, inviting them over to your house. You're leading different ministries. I know my wife and myself, we're in charge of men's group, women's group, worship, Sunday services. We help out with kids club. And youth group, we're in charge of youth group as well. But the thing is, I enjoy all that. I enjoy doing that. That's how God made me, so that I enjoy the differences from day to day of being a pastor. During that job shadow, we did so many things that on that one day with my pastor, it's a funny story, we broke his rear view mirror. It wasn't my fault. But he wasn't paying attention when he was backing up. We were watching a garbage truck, and he was watching the garbage truck as well, and he hit a pole as he was backing up, so he broke his rear view mirror on the driver's side. But then we also went and helped someone out with an RV. We went to visit people. We went and did so many things just in one day. And so this is for those of you who are feeling that call to ministry, or maybe you don't know if it's a call to ministry. God can talk to you in many different ways. Again, it might not be as drastic as that burning bush where it's easy and simple to tell that it's God. It might just be a nudging of the Spirit. I know for me it was a nudging of the Spirit, but as I went along and got closer and closer and closer to getting to ministry, I just got these confirmations that I was supposed to be in the ministry. The main thing that was a confirmation for me was when I was looking at what Bible college to go to. I had a couple different options, a couple in Washington State. I was looking at Trinity Bible College, where I ended up going, and I asked God just to guide me, like, where am I supposed to go? Where do you want me to go, God? And He sent confirmation in the way of, let me get this right, in the way of the vice president's brother. I don't know, maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't. Sam Johnson, his brother Dan Johnson, he came all the way to Washington, which is about 1,500 miles away from where Trinity is at, and he was doing PR for Trinity Bible College. And it wasn't just that got me to realize I needed to go there, but that he came up to me afterwards and talked to me personally about ministry. And I knew at that time where I was supposed to go, and that was in 2010. We're 7 years later. I'm married. I'm in full-time ministry. I'm enjoying my ministry. We're in a beautiful area in North Dakota. And I know I'm never going to get bored, because there's always going to be new challenges, new things to learn, and I'm always going to enjoy it. But if you're feeling that call to ministry, Or if you don't know if you're feeling that call to ministry, you might get these nudging things. Just go ahead and pray about it. Make sure that it's from God. But if it is, don't be a wimp when it comes to pursuing that call. Go at it full force with the knowledge that you're trying to follow God's will. And if it is that calling in your life, He will give you those confirmations like He did for me. And if it's not, He'll give you those confirmations that it's not what you're supposed to be doing. But that's why I became a pastor. And I'm not the perfect pastor. I'm far from perfect, but I do my best to be in God's will. That's the most important thing of all. And so with that, prayer is important. So if you're feeling that call, get on your knees and pray and ask God for guidance. Right now, I snowshoed up here. I have men's group tonight. And I need to get back for that. But yeah, thanks for listening.